Hi Math 20, welcome back to another lesson. We are now on lesson 4.5 looking at estimating volume. So let's go ahead and get started right away. Okay, so we've got our very beginning part here, the try this. This is a really good thing to think about. They're going to have questions like this in the rest of the lessons, but take two sheets, 8.5 by 11 paper. That's just your normal notebook paper. Roll one into a short cylinder and one into a long cylinder. They're just asking you to roll one that goes with the short ways and one that goes with the long ways. So yeah, you got your basic paper, roll one this way, roll another one this way instead. And it's just saying, when you do that, does one have a greater volume than the other? So just think about it. Can one, when you look inside of it, does one have more space inside for something else? And when you think about your formula, so the formula for your volume, remember, is volume equals pi radius squared height. Will one, based on the dimensions you have a greater volume than the other? Your height is going to be a little bit longer in this one. In the other one, the radius is going to be greater. In the shorter but wider one, the radius is going to be greater. Because the radius is squared, that's going to have a bigger impact on the size. So you can try it with some different numbers if you want. You can play with it. But that should make sense to you looking at the formula. If you square this number, it'll have a bigger effect on the overall. It'll make the volume in the end greater. All right. Quinton is a landscaper. The topsoil delivered to a customer's driveway formed a cone. So there it is there. He estimates that the pile has a diameter of 8 feet and a height of 4 feet. So he's estimating that the diameter, which is the width of it, is 8 feet. And the height is 4 feet. Now this is all estimation, this lesson. So he's estimating, he's just guessing. Name a referent. You've seen referent a fair bit now, but remember, a referent is something that you have when you don't have an actual way to measure it. So what's something that would have a volume of about 1 cubic foot? 1 cubic foot is 1 foot cubed. That just means it's 1 foot by 1 foot, 1 foot wide, 1 foot deep by 1 foot high. So it's going to be 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. That's going to be a box. So what's something that you have that might be about, you can estimate about the size of a foot, something that you might have on hand that would be about a foot each direction. If you're looking something around your house, for example, it might be a box of Halloween candy. It could be a box of paper that you've bought. Maybe you bought a bigger box of paper. In this case, Quentin being a landscaper, he might have a bag of topsoil. Different construction guys might have a box of, say, drywall mud. There's going to be different things. A foot is fairly easy to estimate. So that's why you pick a referent with a volume of something that's easy to guesstimate about. How many referents stacked together would look like a pile of topsoil? So you've got a box. You're going to stack this box. So when you think about it, it's going to be about 8 feet wide. So you'll have to make a pyramid. So you'll make the boxes of the pyramids, however many across to make about 8 feet. And then you start stacking them high. So just think about, the base of your pyramid. You're maybe going to have, maybe your boxes are a little bit wider. So maybe you think, oh, I'm a little bit over. So I'm going to go about 7 boxes by 7 boxes. If it's 8 feet, you might have 8 boxes by 8 boxes. And then you stack the next layer above it. So it might be 5 by 5. And then stack another layer of boxes on top of it. That'll be about 3 by 3. And then 1 box on top. So if you counted those up, that'd be about 84 boxes. So you would estimate then if you had a box that was a cubic foot and you piled 84 of them up to make that pyramid, you're going to estimate that you'll have about 84 cubic feet of topsoil. Just a way of trying to estimate about what you have. It's not an exact measurement. Just the idea is how you can use a referent to try to figure out the size of something is really all you're doing there. We've done that with area. Now just looking at volume. Estimate the volume of a typical cell phone. So a volume of a typical cell phone, you've got your cell phone. What might you have on hand that would be something that's easy? You might look at your cell phone and go, okay, that's hard to estimate what the volume is. But I know, for example, hey, I've got a pin. And I know this is about 1 inch by 1 inch. So if I was using that, I could just measure that around. If maybe you've got a box of sugar cubes. Sugar cubes are easy. They're about a centimeter. So you could arrange sugar cubes in a grid that would be the same size as your cell phone, and then you could count them out. That's all there is to this lesson, is really just thinking about what makes sense if you are estimating. Go with the number that's easy to visualize, a centimeter. You might be able to visualize a centimeter, visualize an inch, visualize a foot. It's about the size of your foot. Just basically, it's about making sense of it. Make sure that you understand what the formulas are that you're using, and that's everything to this lesson. It's not a very difficult one. Just think everything through as you go. Do your work, mark it. If you have any questions, let me know, and we'll see you in the next lesson.